Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Toronto. We are honored to have you join us here at the Toronto Democracy Forum. My name is Alejandra Guardado, and I'm a senior fellow here at the World Anti-Extremism Network, and I have the privilege of opening tonight's forum with a Land Acknowledgement. We are all gathered here today on the traditional territory known as Toronto. Located within the Dish with One Spoon territory, this treaty between the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and the Haudenosaunee peoples bind us to share the land and to care for it, upholding principles of mutual respect, responsibility, and stewardship. We also recognize that many Indigenous nations, as well as immigrants and newcomers from diverse backgrounds, have since been welcomed into this treaty of the spirit of peace, friendship, and respect. Tonight, we honor the enduring presence of Indigenous peoples in this territory and the profound connection to the land, waters, and community. And in the spirit of truth-telling, especially as we gather to discuss democracy and collective responsibility, we must acknowledge the genocide inflicted upon Indigenous peoples across what is now called Canada, including here on this very land. Yesterday, I had the immense privilege. I got to visit the Mohawk Institute on the Six Nations of the Grand River, one of the country's earliest and longest running residential schools. It has officially closed in 1970. The last residential school closed in Canada in 1996. To put this into perspective, the last residential school closed just 2 years ago, before I was born here in Toronto. This is not distant history, it's a living memory, and it continues to shape the realities of Indigenous communities today. As we begin this forum, I invite all of us to ground our conversations in this truth and to reflect on our responsibility to uphold justice, equity, and meaningful action. Because reconciliation requires more than just acknowledgement, it requires commitment. And in the pursuit against extremism, it requires all of us to account for where we have been, where we come from, and what we're willing to change to build a safer, more just future. Thank you and merci.